This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
We all love a legendary comeback, and Degree Original Cool Rush is back and better than ever. Cool Rush isn't just a scent, it's a movement, a fan favorite that delivers bold, fresh vibes and all-day sweat protection. Whether you have a man that spends hours in the gym, heads into the office early, or is just trying to stay fresh on a long day, Cool Rush has their back. Head to your local Walmart or Target and grab Degree Cool Rush, the fan favorite scent from the world's #1 antiperspirant brand.
There was a constant odor of marijuana that was so strong it would go under my door and into my apartment.
Do you know who she's talking about?
This is the plaintiff, Colleen Holloway. She says she rented an apartment from the defendant, but soon discovered the building was a haven for pot smokers and decided to move out and notified the defendant. The defendant then entered her apartment when she wasn't there, and when she returned, she discovered someone had gone through her underwear drawer. She felt completely violated, got out of there immediately, and now the creepy defendant won't return her security, so she's suing for the $1,100 she's owed. This is the defendant, Scott. He says there was a terrible odor coming from within the plaintiff's apartment, and as a landlord, he had every right to enter. The plaintiff had rotten garbage infested with ants, and when he called to tell her, she started crying and yelled at him for being in the apartment. Bottom line, the plaintiff destroyed the carpet, left a bunch of garbage to rot, and he has every right to keep her security so he can deal with all the problems she left behind. He's accused of breaking and entering. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $131.80 for additional repairs.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Colleen Holloway, you are suing Scott. You've asked us not to mention your last name, and we respect that. Your former landlord for $1,100, a refund of a $550 security deposit that you say he is wrongfully withholding, so you're suing for double under your statute in Connecticut. You have a counterclaim against her for $131.80 that you say is the overage. Even at keeping the $550, according to you, she did more than that in damage and needs to pay you. Talk to me. What happened?
Yes, I responded to an ad I received from my mother for the apartment he had advertised as newly remodeled for $550 a month in Oakville. Myself, my mother, and my boyfriend are the two witnesses. Went to see the apartment on June 8th, and there, right off the bat, I had noticed the carpet was damaged, but otherwise anything I couldn't recognize because the power was off, so there's no light in the apartment.
Did you see it during the daytime?
Yes, there was one window in the kitchen, so I was able to notice the carpet damage.
Okay.
But otherwise, the apartment, it was a cute apartment, and I was interested in it.
Did you note anywhere the carpet damage? Did you?
Yes, I took pictures before I moved in, and that day, June 8th, I wrote him a check for the security deposit to hold the apartment for me. I have the check stub here.
I don't need to see that. Go on.
Yes.
So then you lived there for how long?
The rental agreement started on June 15th, and I was there until August, the end of August, when I gave him my 30 days notice that I would be leaving. Due to the neighbor's behavior, it was very uncomfortable for me to live there.
Why?
There was a constant odor of marijuana that was so strong it would go under my door and into my apartment.
Do you know who she's talking about?
Yes, right.
Okay. Have you gotten complaints about that before?
No.
All right. So go. You know who she's talking about because she told you who she was talking about? Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Yes.
Well, you're in a month-to-month anyway, so the notice is not an issue in this case, right? She gave appropriate notice.
Yes.
The problem is that, according to you, you're keeping her security deposit because of damages.
Yes.
Correct? All right, let me hear from you. What are the damages that you say are the reason that you're keeping the security deposit?
Well, she left a whole pile of garbage on the kitchen floor for 2.5 weeks.
How do you know how long she left a pile of garbage on the kitchen floor?
Well, she had the power turned off September 12th.
What was you had paid through the end of September, right?
Yes, September 30th.
So if you had the power turned off September 12th, then you weren't there after that.
Yes.
That's correct.
I was going back and forth. I work second shift. So after my job, I would go there, pack some things, and load my car up.
Okay, so how do you know that there was garbage on the floor?
The neighbors complained about a stench coming from the apartment. So I went in there, and there was rotted garbage all over the kitchen floor.
She just hadn't taken out the garbage?
It was piled in stuff from the refrigerator and everything, and it was a warm month. It was, and it was rotten on the floor.
No power, and it's on the floor. Did you leave garbage on the floor of the kitchen?
There was a bag of garbage in the apartment that I forgot to take out in the garbage can underneath the sink. And I believe maybe a bag of onions was on the counter, but there was no garbage on the floor.
Okay, but according to him, the neighbors were complaining about the stench.
Well, I'm not really sure. I hadn't been there in a week because I was
And there's no electricity, so the thing has to be marinating, fermenting. All right, do you go in?
I went in there. I removed the garbage. I called Colleen. There was stuff thrown everywhere. It looked like it was ransacked. My witness,
Do you have
Jim,
pictures of it?
I don't, because I didn't think it would get this far. I just took the garbage out. I was very upset.
So you call her and you tell her what?
I said, Colleen, what do you plan on doing with the rest of your stuff in here? I said, there's garbage all over the kitchen floor. There's bugs on the kitchen floor.
When you say garbage all over, do you mean inside of a garbage bag, or do you mean?
There was bags, and there was a small garbage pail, but there was also bags of garbage.
With what inside?
Carrots, potatoes, whatever was in the refrigerator.
So you call her and she says what?
I said, Colleen, you left a bunch of garbage all over the floor and on the counters. I said, what do you plan on doing here? Are you coming back for anything else? Or, and she started crying. What are you doing in my apartment? I says, well, I got a complaint of rotted garbage. I says, you have some stink coming from your apartment.
Do you have an affidavit from a neighbor talking about their complaint?
No, I didn't.
Who is the gentleman with you?
Jimmy. He works for me, the construction company.
Come on up, Jimmy. Did you go into the apartment?
I went in with Scotty, yeah.
Okay, how much garbage was there?
Like she said, there was onions on the counter, there was bananas in there was, I think, 2 paper bags on the floor, wet on the bottom. The bags are wet themselves.
All right, so he calls you and you got kind of upset.
I was very upset because I received a phone call from his number saying that they were in my apartment and asking me if I wanted the rest of my stuff. And I couldn't believe they were in there. I had never received any contact from him asking me if I had left.
Why didn't you call her before you walked in?
Well, I haven't seen her. I didn't know.
I know, but you knew how to call her. You had her number. Why couldn't you just call her and say, hey, people are complaining. Are you dead in there? I'd like to, I'm coming in to figure out what the smell is. Why didn't you do that?
Well, I figured she vacated the apartment because she is not
Why didn't you call her to make sure? Because you knew you had collected rent for the entire month of September, correct?
Correct. I just opened the door.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So why didn't you call her and just give her notice that you're walking in?
I don't know.
Okay. So, but why, how old are you?
21.
Okay, life is going to deal you much worse things than that. Don't cry over your landlord going into the property he owns.
Yes, no,
okay?
I was just...
unless he discovered your big secret. Is there some big secret? Do you have like a marijuana lab growing there
No.
and now it cost you life in prison? You got to chill, okay?
No, yes,
right,
I was just upset because I did have some of my jewelry still there. My clothes were still there.
Is any of it missing?
Not missing, but it was rummaged through. I found
your
my
clothes
jewelry.
was rummaged through?
Someone had put contents of my nightstand into my underwear drawer on top of my underwear. And to know that someone had been inside of my underwear drawer, it was completely...
Who was playing with the girl's underwear?
Nobody was. We went into the kitchen.
She says that somebody took the jewelry from one... Is the furniture yours?
The kitchen table was mine. The bureau was mine.
But what about the bedroom furniture?
The bedroom, that's mine. Everything
that's yours.
was everything
so
that was in
who was
there was
emptying
mine.
out the nightstand and putting it all into one drawer?
Nobody did that.
I have
all right,
pictures.
all right, okay.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if a landlord smells this stench coming out of a tenant's unit, who knows what it is? Can the landlord go in and without asking the tenant?
I think so, if it's affecting the rest of the apartment complex. Yeah.
And the other tenants say it is. Can the landlord go in?
Yes, for sure.
You can just walk in the apartment, breeze in.
Let them know they are going to walk in. If they are not there, they can walk in.
You agree with that?
Well, you should check to see if somebody died. I mean, you don't know if something's going on.
Yeah, right. Because I'm not sure whether it's sausage or a human being. Ooh. Going inside the courtroom.
So now, in any event, why are you keeping this girl's security deposit?
Well, I had to have the carpets cleaned. some of the holes on the wall.
Do you have pictures?
I don't, because
So how are you going to prove that you have a right to keep a security deposit to cover damages that you have no pictures of? Okay.
I got a picture of the carpet,
May I see that?
the renovation company, and there's another one here that
Are those estimates?
yes.
Okay.
I got a picture, I got the police report too, I don't know if you need that.
Police report for what?
Well, from when she called the police on me,
For what? For going into the apartment?
yes.
Did you call the police?
I did.
For your landlord going into your apartment?
Yes, just without any contact, and after I'd been in the apartment and noticed things were moved around and touched.
Did you take pictures of that?
I did.
May I see them?
Yes.
Tear out badly stained carpet in kitchen area. There's a carpet in the kitchen?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's some tile where the appliances are, but there's carpet. It's like an efficiency.
Okay, install laminate floor in kitchen area. Did you have a laminate floor in the kitchen
No, I
area
got
before?
carpet, but I put a
Well, I
different
know, but you
floor in.
can't upgrade on her nickel. That's not what security's for. This is where stained garbage was piled.
Well, that's when she left.
Right. Do you have pictures of the carpet with the damage that you said that you took a picture when you moved in?
Yes.
Can I see that?
That was before I moved in, those pictures.
What happened here?
I just took pictures of things that were actually moved.
Someone took the stuff that was...
Yes.
What's that a picture of?
That's a picture of an earring in the kitchen area that had been with my jewelry in the bedroom area.
Did you send him the pictures of the damaged carpet, or you just took the pictures for your own posterity?
I took them for myself, but I was required to send him a packet of my evidence when I filed.
Yeah, did you get these pictures too that she took in June before moving in?
I got them all.
So
The carpet had a little stain in it.
Is that
No.
the carpet that you want to make her pay for?
That is not what the carpet looked like. I don't know what's wrong with her camera in that picture, but it didn't look that bad.
I mean, that would be the motivation to take the pictures to document damage in the apartment she doesn't want to get blamed for. That's good. You're halfway there. From now on, anytime you rent an apartment and you take those pictures, email them to your landlord and keep a copy of the email so that you can show that you put the other person on notice that not to play any games with your security deposit. And that would the same for the landlord. The landlord should be taking pictures because you've got a case to prove. And if you don't prove it, you got big problems. And you may have big problems anyway. Did you ever send a notice to her within 30 days of what it is that you were keeping the security deposit for?
No.
Your state requires that you do that.
I've never had this problem before.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
everybody's going to leave here educated. I'm going to make sure you have a copy of the statute before
Okay.
you leave, because if you're a landlord, you should know that.
Okay.
It's just a couple of pages, you know, and so it's good bathroom reading. Read it, know it, highlight it, dog-ear it, get to know it, so that way you know, because there's a bunch of pitfalls that you don't want to fall into. And the pitfall for you is, as in many states, that when you keep the money, that I can't find that you can't prove damages that will entitle you to keep her money. Let's just start with that from just the base perspective. But B, you didn't even do what you're supposed to do, which is send her an itemized list, okay? You're now in trouble because your state, your legislators in your state, like many states, have a policy that they want to keep unscrupulous landlords from trying to take advantage of a tenant. And so they spank you and order you not only to return the security deposit, but double the security deposit. That's the punishment. Therefore, based on what I've heard on the plaintiff's claim against the defendant, I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $1,100. And on the counterclaim that you have against her, since you're completely devoid of any proof of damages, I find in her favor. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Okay.
Well, the landlord has probably learned something about the law in his state right now. What do you think of this outcome here?
Well, I'm not happy with it, but whatever.
Whatever. What about the law? What'd you learn?
Well, I'll have to study up on it a little better, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You're required to provide a tenant with a letter with an itemized list in order to keep the security, right?
Yeah, well, she should clean up a little after the garbage and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's her responsibility. We're talking about yours.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, all right, right down this way.
All right.
All right, so the tenant side of things, you satisfied
I am very.
how this comes out?
I'm very satisfied. It's been a rough road dealing with this, and I'm happy it's settled and over with now.
Is it the situation, or is it dealing with these
The situation,
individuals?
yes, the gall. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, how humiliating was that one moment you described in there when you thought they were going through your private things?
I was sickened at the thought. It was horrible.
You think they did?
I'm not sure who did, since there was other people in the apartment besides him. So I'm not sure who it was, but regardless, it was not a good experience.
Harvey.
Well, here's the thing. Almost every state has the same law, which is that a landlord can only enter an apartment without giving prior notice if it's an absolute emergency. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
I turned off news altogether.
I hate to say it, but I don't trust much of anything.
It's the rage bait.
It feels like it's trying to divide people.
If we got clear facts, maybe we can calm down a little.
NBC News brings you clear reporting. Let's meet at the facts. Let's move forward from there. NBC News, reporting for America.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you, or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake. Over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
This is the plaintiff, Carrie Kolakowski. She says she bought her friend, the defendant, a phone and added him to her bill because she's a nice girl. But the guy confused her kindness for stupidity because he won't pay her back and thinks he can get away with it. Oh, hold everything, cowboy. She's not gonna let anyone get over on her like that. Knows her legal rights and is suing a louse for the $930 he owes. This is the defendant, Derek Ficarra. He says he doesn't owe the flip-flopping plaintiff a dime because she shut his phone off and he almost lost his job because of it. The plaintiff's attitude and actions shocked him because there was no need for it. He had every intention of paying her back. But because she freaked out and shut his phone off, he owes nothing. He's accused of being a phony.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff added the defendant to her phone because she says she was a nice girl, and guess what? She got stiffed. But the defendant says he was going to pay, but she shut the phone off, so all deals off. It's the case of being a phony.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Ms. Kolakowski, you are suing Mr. Ficarra for $930. The cost of a phone, termination fees, and an October bill that you say he did not pay, and a phone that you put on your account for him. How did you two know each other?
I've known him from a mutual friend, my neighbor next door.
How long have you known him?
I don't know, maybe about a year.
How well do you know him before you put the phone in your name?
Not too well.
Huh?
Not too well.
How well did you know? I mean, because I have to tell you, I know a lot of people. I've had a lot of close relationships. I have never once had anybody offer to put my phone on their bill. So what would possess you to offer that to him? Why did you do that?
I'm just a nice person. I believe everybody.
No, a nice person is someone who volunteers their time in a soup kitchen to help feed the homeless. This is just a sucker. Okay, but I'm trying to understand why. Were you trying to date him? Did you like him?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Now I really don't understand. At least that way I could find the motivation, cause and effect. Here I'm just lost. So how did it come up that you would make yourself financially liable for his bill?
We just talked about it. And
how did it come? What's we just talked about? Who brought it up?
I think he suggested, he asked me if I would get him a phone.
How did this happen?
He would pay.
We had been talking, we became friends. I had planned on buying a phone and getting my own plan. She said, well, hey, I can get you a phone. It's not going to cost anything. You just pay the bill and we'll go from there. So that's what we did.
Were you guys dating?
No.
There was no interest whatsoever?
No, we were friends, maybe talking more, about maybe more, but there's nothing other than friendship.
Really? I'm lost. Yeah. All right, so you put the phone bill, his phone bill in your name, and you make yourself financially liable for whatever happens, and then what happens?
We had an agreement that he was supposed to be paying so much each week, and it seemed that each week something came up. I don't have the money. I don't have all of the money. Then it became every 2 weeks. Then it became once a month.
And so, what ends up happening that brings you to court then?
What ended up happening was back in October, he had called me one day and said, I don't have, all the money. He said, I can give you this much, and then next week I can give you the other. And I just said, no, it always seemed like it was something. Like, I always felt like I had to keep
chasing him for the money.
I kept calling him all the time.
Yeah.
And it just
That's what happens with people who can't afford to put a phone in their own name because they have bad credit.
Yeah.
Or, whatever. They stiffed the phone company the last time. So they get, there are reasons why people do this. Don't you get it?
Yeah.
Right.
I do now. Lesson learned for me, I guess.
I don't know. No.
That's not true.
What happened? Why couldn't you just get your own plan? It was cheaper to do it through.
I could get my own plan.
Why didn't you?
I said no like 5 times. She kept insisting, please let me get you a phone. It's not going to cost you anything because I had the money to get my own plan.
Why didn't you just say no and stick to it?
I said, because I don't know, I'm a pushover. I am.
I'm a pushover when someone's trying to give me something.
I paid the bill.
I am a pushover. I'm just a nice guy. When someone's trying to give me something, I can't.
Finally folded.
Right. I don't want to make them sad.
I always paid the bill. Maybe not always on time.
What went wrong? Why am I here?
Okay, would you ever put a friend's phone, your friend's phone, in your name so the bill came to you?
No.
Why not?
If they got in trouble and they tried to look up their phone line, it'd be under my name, and I don't want to get.
Okay, well, that's true. If your friend commits crimes, that's a problem. What else?
I wouldn't do it because what if they didn't pay the bill? I wouldn't trust them. Anything could possibly happen.
One other thing. Why would a friend ask you to put a phone in your name?
Well, if you had a friend's phone in your name, they probably trust you, and maybe they're having financial problems. So oh, will you wait for me for a little while to pay?
So there's somebody with financial problems, you're going to then put your neck out, right? Wrong.
Wrong.
Going inside the courtroom.
The last time I was supposed to pay the bill, I didn't have all the money because my check was only $60. I said, I'll give you $40 this week and $40 next week. She flipped out and said, no, that's not good enough. I want the phone back. I had the phone for almost a year. I paid the bill. A couple times I was late.
I know, but that's a breach. You know that.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. When, I paid the bill when I could. If I couldn't pay it on time.
I understand, but do you understand that she has the right to say no more phone for you because you're not doing what you said you would do? It's just the way it works. If you're late, you're late. If you have struggle, you're struggling, whatever it is. But, you act as though she has no right to say, no, I'm done chasing you. I want it back. She was only chasing me a little.
I didn't say she didn't have the right. When she asked for the phone back, I gave it back to her.
Well, tell me about that. How did he give back the phone?
Well, let's just start that the conversation we had that day, which was October 11th, it was a Friday, he told me that he had gotten a $60 paycheck, and I said, okay, well, give me the $40, and you can pay me the other half next week. And he said, no, how am I supposed to eat? How am I supposed to live? Well, I look at it like I'm a bill. You still have obligation to pay. And so I said I wanted the phone back. And of course, he got really upset. And at that point, at the end of our conversation, I shut the phone off.
Meaning you called the company and had them shut service?
I suspended the line, yes.
Right.
Then the next day, I got a text message from my neighbor, stating that Derek had come into her work and wait till you see the phone and how he smashed it. I have a letter from her.
Do you have the phone?
I have pictures of the phone, and I have the letter.
What did you end up doing with the phone?
I got a $31 trade-in. Well, it's actually just...
And then what? And then got another phone?
No, I did not get another phone.
Okay.
The phone was beyond repair. It was completely damaged, and the insurance would not cover it.
That's not true. They're using the
phone for parts.
Hold on. Don't talk. Who's Patricia Nelson? The neighbor?
That's my neighbor, yeah.
And that's your friend?
Mm-hmm.
She's still your friend?
Yes.
Okay. In January, the plaintiff gave the defendant a phone with the understanding that he would pay the bill weekly in the amount of $20 a week. In October, Derek and Carrie had a falling out about the phone. She asked for the phone back. He came in to Stop and Shop where I work and asked me if I would give her the phone. When he gave it to me, I noticed that the phone was completely smashed. I texted Carrie right away, and she came and got the phone from me. How was the phone completely smashed?
I went to Best Buy twice to get the phone replaced because I paid for the insurance the whole time.
Right.
Okay. The first time they sent me a new phone. Yeah, it got broken at work. No, the first time it was in the cup holder. I drive a tow truck. I reached over and cracked the screen. The second time I was in the truck. It was in my lap. I went to get out of the truck. It fell down to the ground from the height of the tow truck and broke. I went to Best Buy. They sent me another phone. That phone was no good. I went again. The phone they sent me the second time was no good. They said, "No, you're going to have to pick out a phone here instead of us sending you a refurbished phone."
Sorry, when you turned in the phone, because she said, I want you to turn in the phone, this is what you turned in?
It was broken, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that had broken how?
At work. The first time it was in the cup holder, I reached over and the screen cracked.
Which is the time that it broke at work? A second time, a third time?
Two different times before I got it replaced. The first time.
Well, you didn't get this one replaced. You
No,
were
I was
using
in the
phone like
process
this. See, here's what I want to find out. Did you smash a phone because she was asking for a
No,
phone?
not at all.
Because I don't see how you could use this phone.
I was in the process of getting a new phone when she took it away.
According to Verizon, this phone doesn't work. So
I was
it
in
was
the
working
process-
until. So let me see if I got this straight. You talk to her and it's working. She tells you she wants the phone back, and magically it's not working and it's been smashed. But
No.
that happened at work.
I went
It
to
didn't
Best
happen out
Buy.
of
I went to
spite.
Best Buy. I was getting a new phone through Best Buy. They sent a broken one twice. I could have got a new phone. If she didn't take it away from me, I would have had a new phone the next day.
You're telling me that that phone works even though Verizon tells me it doesn't?
No, it didn't work when I gave it to her. It didn't work towards the end when I had it when
She
Best
was
Buy was
talking
giving.
to you from the phone until
Yes,
she
the
told
Friday-
you
the
that she
Friday-
didn't want to pay for your phone anymore.
Right.
I think you smashed it and
I
then
didn't
gave it to
smash
her.
it.
Either way, can I ask you how it is that you're suing for $600 for the cost of a Samsung Droid?
It was brand new right out of the box. I didn't.
How long? Wait, he had a bill and he was paying the bill for how many months? He says a year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year. October.
Okay, so that's not brand new. How is that brand new?
Well, it was brand new when I.
A year ago?
Yeah, 10 months ago.
Okay. Well, now I understand why you put him on your plan. If you think that's brand new out of the box. Okay. Show me the fee for termination.
I haven't terminated it yet because I.
Oh, well, then how are you going to collect the termination fee? How do I know you're not going to give it to another guy you like?
I'm not. I don't need that. I don't need that extra line.
Oh, you suspended service?
I suspended the service.
Not canceled.
Right.
Okay.
And it's still suspended. Yes.
Where's the rest of the bill? The bill is many pages long. Why is the page number off of this, and where's the rest of the bill?
Oh, it's at home.
How do I know the termination fee is $250? How are you proving your case? Where is the October bill?
The October bill I have not received yet.
But you didn't bother to go to the internet and print it out so you could sue for it in court? How do I know what the October bill is from him?
It's the same every month for the phone.
What I see is breakdown of charges, and then it says $50.30 next to his phone number. And it says $51.90 next to your phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it? How you want me to figure your math? I don't know what you're doing.
Well, the rest of the bill is just, as far as the breakdown, it just shows how many minutes he has used, but there's no charge for any minutes.
Can I have the October bill? The answer is no, you don't have it. Can I have something that shows that it's $250 termination fee? The answer is no, you don't have it. I do have evidence that he smashed up the Droid. That's the only thing I have evidence of. Somebody's whited out the page number. Somebody's whited out the date due.
There's nothing whited out. I can show you right here.
Yeah, give me the real bill. This is all you brought to court? You didn't bring any bills?
I just brought these two. There's nothing whited out.
Okay. Can I have that? You didn't bring any, that's not even a complete bill, is it?
That shows his phone number.
That's not even a complete bill, is it? You think I'm going to forget what I just asked?
No.
That's not even a complete bill. Okay. Okay. Just on what you're showing me, here it says quick bill summary, August 13th to September 12th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then where it charges you, it's charging you September 13th to October 12th. You understand? When you get the bill, you're paying for the future month, which means that you would not be entitled to the bill that you don't even have here to prove anyway. But you wouldn't be entitled to an October bill because that's when you took the phone away, right? You took the phone away when?
I asked for it back on October 11th, and then I received it October 12th.
She turned it off the 11th.
I shut it off on the 11th, and I got it back on the 12th, smashed.
Okay. Do you intend to give that phone to anybody else or that line to anybody else?
No.
All right. I know because this ain't my first rodeo that the termination fee is $250. I know that. That's the fee with virtually every service. I'm going to order you to pay that. As for the value of the phone, I assess the value of the phone at $100. Since it's a one-year-old used phone, I am deducting from that $100 the credit that they gave you, and I'm ordering him to pay an additional $69 for the value of the phone. As for the October bill, we discussed that. He wouldn't be responsible for it because he didn't have the phone past that.
Right.
It's as soon as he didn't have the money that you didn't shut off the phone, that you did shut off the phone. Therefore, I am ordering him to pay the sum of $319 to you. That is my judgment. Don't do this again, right?
Right.
Right? We learned
I've
something?
I've learned my lesson.
Okay, good. Well, if you've been watching People's Court for the last 14 years, you would have learned your lesson without so much pain. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and so the plaintiff does collect not everything she sued for, and it goes against you. What's your feeling?
I'm glad for her. But I didn't break the phone. The phone did work when I gave it back to her. And
Why would she force this phone on you like that?
She just insisted on doing a favor for me. She wanted to do a favor for me.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe she wanted more than a friendship. I don't know.
You think? If he asked you, you're a friend, right?
Yeah.
If he asked you to put a phone in your name for him, would you do it?
No, sorry, but no.
Okay. Right down this way. Follow Officer McIntosh this way. All right, so come on in here. What do you think of the outcome?
I think it went pretty well. I just wish I maybe could have gotten a little bit more than I anticipated, but...
You regret doing this?
Absolutely.
What were you thinking?
I ask myself that same question all the time since everything happened.
And what answer comes out of your head?
I don't know.
Harvey?
Okay, look, we've had a lot of these cases. Never, ever, 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 ever put a friend's phone in your name. I don't care how good of a friend it is. When that happens, it means they have bad credit. No matter what they say, no matter what reason they give, they have bad credit. And you do not want to take a bet on somebody's bad credit. It is a bad, bad bet. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
The Lincoln Wishlist sales event is happening now. Here's what's on everyone's wish list. Enjoying holiday jingles with brilliant 3D audio that surrounds you? Check. Watching snow flurries through the panoramic Vista roof? Check. Packing up presents with the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Check. Everything you want. All standard on the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com for exceptional offers on 2025 Lincoln vehicles today.
This is the plaintiff, Lucille McGilton. She says she hired the defendant to replace a broken window in her home, gave him money up front, and then the guy never showed up or even answered her calls. The scammer never had any intention of doing the work for her, is totally trying to rip her off. And that's why she's dragging him into court today and suing him for the $1,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Alan Peterson. He says the plaintiff asked him to help her out with a window replacement, gave him some money, which he used to order the window, and that's what he did. The plaintiff got very upset with him when the window arrived, and he told her she would have to wait a few weeks until he finished other jobs he was currently working on. The kook even put signs up in his neighborhood telling people he was a bad, bad man and not to hire him. Oh, her money, ha! He's accused of letting a lady down.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff hired the defendant to replace a window and says the guy took the money and ran. But the defendant says the plaintiff is impossible, even putting up signs saying he was a bad man. It's the case of All About Eves.
Lucille McGilton, you are suing Alan Peterson for $1,000, $300 of it, an amount you paid for him for a window that, according to you, you never got from him, and $700 that it's going to cost you now to install it. Talk to me. What happened here?
Well, it was way back in the beginning of the summertime. We spoke prior to me actually seeing Alan in June to give him a deposit.
How do you know Alan?
Alan lives in the same complex as I do. We live in the same complex together. But I do interior design by trade. So prior to this, I met Alan coming in and out of the businesses that I was in and known him as a contractor.
Okay.
And trusted Alan, I guess, good guy, stand-up guy.
Was this a window for your apartment?
It's a mobile home. It's a mobile home.
A mobile home park? Mm-hmm. And so is it for the mobile home?
Yes.
Okay. And so you see him and you ask him, I need a window. Mm-hmm. And he comes, he measures?
Yes.
Okay, and what happens?
Well, it took like a day after I had given him the deposit. He says, I'll be about $500 and about $250 for the window, something for the window. He was down, so I gave him the $300, asked him to just sign a little piece of paper I have if you need to see it. And probably a day later, he did come down and measure it. After about maybe a week or two, then he told me again he had to remeasure the window. So then I was on my way out when I had saw him that Sunday. So I said, well, my son's back at the house if you want. My son was also with me when I gave him the money.
What the reason for the new window was decorative, or was there?
No, it's cracked. It's cracked.
The window's cracked.
Yeah, I have pictures on my cell
Okay.
phone. I didn't have a chance to
All right, that's all right.
get
Go
them
on.
big. And so he went down, remeasured it, but by that time there was about maybe 2.5, another 3 weeks that had gone by. And that just seemed to be the whole case of every time I.
When did you
a
give him the
week go by.
300? What day?
June 16th.
You don't deny that she gave you 300, right?
No, I didn't.
On June 16th? Okay, and then, what's the next thing that happens?
You know, letting a little time go by, till I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's going on like 4 weeks now. Then, you know, if I would see Alan going up or something, I'd be like, hey, you know, what's going on? He'd be like, you know, well, I'm just a little busy today, and, you know, I'll come down, I'll get to it. And, it's like the whole summer. Then after probably about maybe 6-7 weeks, something like that, he had 2 jobs, thousands of dollars worth these jobs were, and he'd have to, I guess, put it off, or we're still saying that, you know, the window is good and this and that. But
What?
That, you know, everything was okay with the window. You know, that, you know, it was, I think at that point he said it was there, or
The
wasn't
actual
there.
window, the order came in, but that he didn't have time to install it because he had these 2 other jobs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. See, it was like a course of the whole summer, you know, that I
So
kept
when
getting
did you
excuse
finally say
after
no more?
excuse. Well, it was September, then my husband had spoken.
Wait, I was in June, and then I was
I know.
2 months later, June, July,
yeah,
August.
this actually
So 3
went on.
months later, your husband what?
My husband actually went up to speak with him, and he said the same thing. The window was there. So I even said to him, well, Alan, at this point, can I have the window? Well, I owe another $50. Fine, no problem. Drop the window off on my deck, make sure I'm there. I will give you the $50. Just let me see the bill of sale for the window. Well, another week, another 2 weeks, nothing there. So at this point, I put a sign up. Yes, I did put a sign up. I won't deny that.
What'd you do? You put a sign up of what?
Little sign of stating these people here were thieves in my eyes. Warning, do not give this man money.
Where'd you put the sign up?
Right by the mailboxes.
Of the mobile park?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of mobile home park?
Yep. And then I got a call from Alan. It's on my voicemail, stating you can do anything for me. You can say anything about me or what he said, but don't do it about his business contractors.
What happened here?
Your Honor, a lot of it's correct. She did give me the $300.
In June, mid-June?
Dates, I'll be honest.
Oh, you're not a date guy?
I'm not a date.
Well, you know, when you contract with somebody to put a window in, you can't take 5 months.
Well, the agreement was, and that was verbal, there's no contract.
There's a verbal contract.
That I would put it in when we slowed down.
But what if that's 3 years from now?
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
But
what the
months
law
are-
requires is a reasonable time. And it's
Okay.
not like she's antsy after 2 or 3 days, and I've had those cases, or antsy
Okay.
after 2 or 3 weeks. A woman was patient for like
But
4 months.
I did offer her the window, as you can see. It's not
She
that
says she says that you
She
offered,
told me-
just a second, let me ask you my questions. She says that you offered her the window at an additional $50, and she said, no problem, let me see the invoice. Do you have the invoice for me?
Yes, I do.
Let me see it. What did you pay for the window?
I paid $281.13, Your Honor.
Well, that's within the $300, and you're the one
Yes.
who's doing wrong by
And
her, so why would you charge her another $50?
I did not tell her another $300. The $550.
So then if she, wait, stop. If you didn't tell her another $50, why didn't you just bring the window you had to the lady who you didn't have time for? Why am I here? Why didn't you just bring her the window?
Okay, who's more difficult, customer or the contractor?
The contractor is to deal with the customer, so I'd say he's going to be going through more because you got to put up with a lot of crap with customers, and they're always right.
Well said. Going inside the courtroom.
2 different times, ma'am, that I was at the place, nobody was home. Second
Did you leave
of
a
all,
note?
I've never met her
Did you leave a
husband.
note?
No, I did not.
Did you call her?
I did call her one time, and that's when I ended up with the letter from small claims.
No, I'm talking about, wait a minute. I'm talking about before Job lost his patience. I'm talking about during the course of all those months. Did you ever say to her, how long did you have the window? When did the window come in?
October, I picked it up. It came in before, but I wasn't going to pick it up to have damage, because once I pick it up, it's...
On you. So October 16th, when did you file the lawsuit?
And it was in October.
Let me see your paperwork for the original lawsuit. Do you have that?
Yes.
What'd you end up doing with the window?
I don't have it.
No, I know, it's right there. Is that it?
I'd imagine so. At this point, I wouldn't know because he measured twice.
So you'd be a little nervous about whether it would...
Exactly.
Your Honor.
No, you filed on November 12th. That's the day that you paid the filing fee and filed. Interesting. Yes, sir.
The reason for measuring twice was because when I called it in and told them it was for a mobile home, they are not constructed like a house. So they told me that I had to get the depth, make sure, because of a mobile home.
Right. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Peterson. Someone hires you to do a job in June, July, August, September, October. 4 months later, you pick up the window, and you still don't have time for her. She's into November before she files. So in 5 months, you don't make the time to do the job that you were verbally contracted to do. Why on earth wouldn't you return the lady's $300?
Because I offered the window.
She doesn't want the window. She doesn't trust you. She doesn't think you're good at what you do, or she doesn't think you're careful.
What am I to do with the window?
That's kind of something you should have thought about before you took 5 months to do a job that you had agreed to do. You see? Why would you be entitled to something more than $300?
Because it's now wintertime. And in our area, I've spoke to 2 contractors. It's almost triple the amount of money.
Really? Because in your complaint you said double, which I also found laughable.
I don't trust any contractors, to be honest with you.
So now what? So just, to punish him, you have this inflated,
No, I'm not.
I mean, what you're entitled to is your money back and prejudgment statutory interest from the time that the money was accepted and the breach, and you're entitled to your court costs. That will make you whole. And then you've got to prove to me how it's going to cost you double to get somebody else to do it.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Well, not right now. I can't.
Well, right now is when we're having a trial. So
sorry.
since you can't do that, what you're entitled to is your money back. I've ruled in your favor in the amount of $300 plus your court costs plus prejudgment statutory interest in your state from the date that you gave him the money. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And so the plaintiff gets her money back for the window, and you have just bought yourself a very nice window.
I'll put it in someplace, I guess. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's made for a trailer, so. Mm-hmm. But if she wants it, she can have it.
You guys still live in the same park, right? Yes. And so do you see each other around town?
We pass.
And what's life like when you see each other?
Nothing. She goes her way, I go my way.
You have any regrets the way you handled this situation here?
No, I do not. I just won't help a friend again.
All right. Follow Officer McIntosh around the corner there. All right, so come on in here and tell me, satisfied with what you come out with here?
Yes, right? Definitely. Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do to get a window installed now?
I'm going to probably have to try tracking down a couple more contractors and then probably wait till the fall, the spring.
Is there cold air coming in there, or what? What's it like?
Yeah, there was a draft. It is cracked. We have a towel in there right now, but we're dealing with it.
What are you going to say when you see him around the old neighborhood?
How you doing? Yeah, I don't hate him. I mean, he's a good guy, as far as I knew, but I'll probably just say hi to him.
Okay, Harvey.
If time matters to you when you make a contract, there are magic words. It's called time is of the essence. Write it in the contract. It matters.